Hello everybody, welcome back to Mr. Greenhands, aka Ramboo Greenhands, and welcome to another day in the life of making compost. I mean, you do like to make compost, I see. Making compost might seem like an absolute nightmare for those who are not really understanding how things work. But making compost is just like being in a laboratory, like a science experiment. Everything in life is an experiment. To find a very good combination of making that experiment a success is by having failure. But a lot of people, a lot of gardeners, a lot of people in the world have been doing composting for many years, because everything in the world does have a composting factor to it, because everything that is alive will eventually become a part of the earth itself. Note to self, everything has to go to the earth. It is important that we make it quite understandable that composting is the fundamental and a cheap way to actually get something done. Don't discredit it, it's amazing, and we're going to show you today what I'm going to be adding to my compost bin that you guys saw last week that I made, and we're going to give you a little bit of information of what composting is about. When making compost, there is a basic formula to follow, which is 2 green to 1 brown. Green is not this. Just because it's color green, guys, does not, this is not what I'm talking about. I am not talking about this. Green consists of things, for example, your grass clippings, your food scraps that you have at home, like everything that you have, or which are basically organic matter, which are your food scraps, grass clippings. Grass, or your greens, are elements which are rich in nitrogen. And your browns, which are, for example, wood chips, branches of things, hay, straw, and that sort of element, are filled with carbon. With that combination, you're creating an habitat. But don't forget, guys, you don't just need that alone. There is other things, for example, air, moisture. You don't want to be having too much moisture. That is devastating to have too much moisture, because it becomes slappy and slushy. And what it is, by the way, guys, you're actually doing this to create one of the most amazing things in the world, and that is creating a home for a microorganism to help break this down. They are essential for the decomposing or the breaking down of organic matter within anything that me or you do in composting. What it is, guys, I've got my grass that I've been saving and storing at home. I've brought them down, and I've got another bag here which I have mainly sticks, my sticky bits. So I'm going to layer my compost bin there, which I've actually added some cardboard in it to give it a bit more protection and stuff, and create a beautiful habitat for all the microorganisms to live and to become amazing soil. I'm going to add that to it today. I've got my food scraps that I've been collecting at home as well. I just want to make sure I don't waste anything, because if it's organic matter, definitely you got to keep them. They come in handy. I've got some water to add to it, because that's going to increase the activity of my compost, and the heat will definitely give it a good start to break down and help everybody become amazing compost. So first thing I'm going to put in, I'm going to put this, because I want the carbon which are sticks. You know, these sticks here, they are harder to break down. So I'm going to layer the bottom of my compost bin with that. There is a mixture of A little bit of grass clippings in there, but not much. Is mostly the thing. I'm gonna just turn it all in there. Gotta save these plastic bags, so I could use them again to put more in. Next, because these things are quite hard, so what I'm using my machete just to chop them a little bit, and that will create more surface area so the microorganisms can increase their work and get this done quicker and effective, because this creates a lot more surface area for them to work with, and that is what I want to do. So I've put the first layer in. I'm going to add a little bit of water on it as well, just kind of, because dryness is not good. It's not. I'm trying to create or increase the reaction. I don't want to add too much water because obviously it's a wet time in the UK. Just add just a little bit, not too much, because I don't want it to be sloppy and then it is kind of like fungal based, start developing and stuff like that, and that is what I don't want, you know. When you're making compost, you want to be able to eventually squeeze the compost together when it comes to, and it's only going to get 2 drops. That's literally all you need. You don't want any more than that, because if you get more water out of it, it's basically it's not going to be the best compost possible. So you want to try to avoid that. Next, I'm going to add a layer of food scraps. Oh, make sure, and guys, most importantly, do not, or please avoid putting plastic in there, because later on you don't want to be sieving out, when you get in your compost, you don't want to be sieving through it and looking for plastic. I'm going to chop these up as well. Let's get all of this in there as well. All this yummy gooey stuff. And guys, if you do it properly, it won't smell. That's the best thing about composting. If you do it correctly, you avoid having all that smelly stuff. And another thing, guys, please avoid putting raw meat or meat in general, oils, any form of things that will attract vermin. You want to only put organic matter in this, because you're just trying to make it the best thing possible. So I've put a layer of that in there. I'm going to add a layer of my grass clippings. Let's turn the bag out. I'm just going to chop it up as well. There's a reason why I didn't add any water to my food scraps just a minute ago, because it was filled with water already in there. I don't think it needs any more water in there. Give it a little stir, but not too much. We want to start the process first, then give it a stir later. A little bit of water in there. By the way, guys, this is rainwater. I have, I'll show you, a drum over there that collects rainwater from there. You see the little pipe going down? That's where I collect the water. I think rainwater is the best thing ever. For some reason, I realized that whenever it rains, things grow a lot faster than if you use pipe water. That's another tip for you guys. Add a little bit of wood chip onto there. I still got a little bit more. I forgot to mention, guys, as well, you can put your cardboard as well, but you just want to tear them up if you're trying to increase it. You can actually leave them in there longer. I'm just trying to increase the surface area as well, and put my egg trays as well in there, as long as it's not been treated with anything. Some paper, like cardboard paper, you know, where they come in your packages, you can add that to it as well, and that will give you your browns as well, which I'm trying to create another layer for. I'll put some more of these in there. Tearing them up as well, just similar. I could have shredded them, but I do not have that facility available, so manual, go with whatever you have and use whatever you have. You still can create something amazing. Okay, let me just add another layer of organic Matt's food scraps from my home. Make sure the plastic bag doesn't go in there. You got to be careful with that, guys. Okay, let me give this a little chop. This one was not very watery, so I'm gonna give it with a swoosh of water. It's like I'm baking. If you guys ever thought about it, I'm just cooking up some amazing organic matter here. Look at the flick of the wrist. No reference to anything. Cooking. Oh, and I'm going to add some calcium-based elements as well. My amazing eggshells. You guys can put these as well in there. I've been saving them. Put those in there. There's quite a lot of things you can add to this. And some, hey, by the way, guys, coffee beans. I've got a tub here. This big tub of coffee beans. Even though coffee is brown, technically coffee comes under green. The color sometimes tricks you guys. Just because it's brown doesn't mean it's actually a brown. Coffee is a green. So I've put a layer of brown. I am gonna have to splash a little bit of coffee in there. Coffee grains. And then you guys can see there's a bit of tea bags in there as well. I'm trying to go through it because I realized there is some milk lid in the coffee beans, so I might have to step in this and retrieve them. Let's make sure there's nothing here. Get rid of those. And I'll be adding a few every week. I'll be adding a bits and pieces to it. And let's chuck this one in there because this is starting to get a bit funky. Oh, I got a bag of it. Come on, get in there. Yes. Give it a little stir. Oh, no, definitely gotta get rid of this. Take that out of there. Don't want any plastics. It's just all organic. A bit more. And guys, you can see all of that as well. There's a bit of grass and some leaves there. I'm gonna rake that up in a second. I'm gonna pop it in here. I'm gonna cover it up and see how we do. Yeah. Guys, now I've got those leaves inside there. What I'm gonna do now is to add some big chunks of cardboard on top of it, just like that. Let me chop this. I've got something sticking out of here. Put a bit of cardboard in that. Just right over the top. And every time I will be adding more of what my home produced, some more of the leaves around here. I'm gonna add a few. For watching my videos, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And please, guys, hit the notification bell. Every time I upload something, you will get notified. And I'm going to be taking you on a journey about grow what we eat and eat what we grow. Thank you so much. Stay blessed.